Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Punaktu Saha Viyam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadita Mastu Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Shanti. Om Shanti 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 Shanti. Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. 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 Jai Jai Radha Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman 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 Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Ananta, beloved Father Guruji. Ananta, beloved Father Guruji. I bow at your lotus feet. I die at your lotus feet. My heart belongs to you. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Anantaji, beloved Father Guruji. Anantaji, beloved Father Guruji. I bow at your lotus feet. I die at your lotus feet. My heart belongs to you. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Namaste, Mariano. We need to ask you to leave the hangout because we're requesting, we're minding a space for Ananta to join. So I hope you can hear this. Thank you. And if Mariano doesn't hear this, maybe one of you could leave because Ananta might be trying to join. Thank you.
Mate sangastva karmani. Mate sangastva karmani. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Mani
Thank you, my dear. Good to have you back with us. Namaste, everyone. A very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai. Welcome, welcome. Very happy to see all of you. And if you're in the Hangout, you can ask questions by unmuting your mic. And if you're on YouTube, you can post your questions in the chat and we will look at them. Just we are here today in Satsang. And just for this short amount of time, don't be anything. Don't be anything. Don't be a seeker. Don't be a thinker. Don't be a feeler. Don't be any identity. Don't even be the one who's asking, how? How do I do that? Don't even be that one. Let whatever is coming up come up. You don't be anything. Have no concepts, know nothing about freedom, satsang, beingness, consciousness, awareness. Forget about it. Where you are also, forget about it. Stop being anything. No questioner, no one who understands, no one who got it, no one who's frustrated by not getting it. Don't be anything. Don't put any effort also. No effort to become effortless. If effort is going, it's going. You don't become anything. Don't become the one who is putting the effort. What can we say from here? Where are our problems? Where is the seeker? Where is freedom? Where is bondage? Nothing to do, nowhere to go. And if you find that there is some energy which is trying to be something, you let it play. Let it play. Don't try to force it away. You can watch it, but you cannot become it. You stay like this without any identity. No identity. And like Amba is doing, whatever the mind is saying, laugh at it. And even if the mind is not saying anything, you can laugh. Don't take anything the mind is saying seriously. Because you're nobody. Who is the mind talking to? To take it seriously would mean that you believed an identity. So whatever it might be saying, you don't forget to laugh. I just remembered that, there was a series of satsang maybe when we had started initially. And series of satsang. So one day I called the mind an insect. One day I called it the fake interpreter. The next day I called it the stand-up comedian. The next day I called it the drama queen. So I got a complaint on Facebook. Saying that why are you so insulting towards the mind? Is the mind not consciousness? Trickster. What names we give to the mind? And the mind has big trouble with that. Oh, I'm also consciousness. How can you treat me like this? So in India, traditionally, we kept, you must have heard, many of you must have heard, we keep 108 names for gods. So there are 108 names for Shiva, 108 names for Vishnu, Parvati, Saraswati, all the gods. Only in this satsang we have 108 names for the mind. So whenever we take anything that the mind is saying seriously, know that we picked up an identity. That's why maybe in A Course in Miracles it is said that the sense of separation was a tiny mad idea. Tiny mad idea which we forgot to laugh at. So all that the mind is saying is just a manifestation of the tiny mad idea. Actually, it's happening now. Separation is not something that happened. When you give belief to the tiny mad idea, it can happen now. The sense of separation, not any real separation. So ego is not something that you have to get rid of from the past. Just now, there is no ego. And any tiny mad idea which is coming, if you take it seriously, you feel that you are separate. This is all that is. So don't believe these concepts that, oh, for me especially, there must be a big reservoir, big dam of conditioning somewhere because everyone else seems to get it so easily, but my conditioning just never stops. It's all about right now. There is no separation now. The mind cannot fathom now. So all its doubts, all its objections, it will stand up and say, objection. It will always pull an objection out from the past or the future. But, what about when I'm not in satsang? But, what about the future? 3 days ago I was so free, then it went away. When I met you first time, so beautiful it was. Now I see you in nothing. Can it have an objection about the right now? What can it say about the right now? Whatever we are experiencing, even phenomenally, is always in the now. And if it has nothing to say about the now, then what is the point of the mind? So to suffer, you must first become something. It's a two-step process. First you become something and then you can suffer. Nothing cannot suffer. And I promise you the words that will emerge from this nothing are the words which have the perfume of God. So the ego is always saying me, me, me. God is never saying me, me, me. So stop being anything. And drop all concepts of nothing also. It's very nice like this. So first, stop being anything. And second, check if you can stop being. To stop being anything is possible completely in this moment. To stop being is impossible. Therefore, this being is present. You with me so far, everyone? Z, stop being anything means you're pretending to be the false identity, be anything, which is an identity. So that we find in now, it doesn't exist. But right now, if I were to say, can you stop being? See that being is here. And just this being is enough. When the being is not being anything, then it is unassociated being. It is freedom from the delusion. So freedom only means this, that being which was being something is now unassociated. It's being nothing, just being. So as we go from being something to just being is freedom. And after this, those who are really into this, who really feel that, oh yes, this is so clear, so clear. For all of you, then you can simply check that I am aware even of this being. This being which was being something and now just being, I am aware of it. I am the awareness of it. That's why we say that for you in reality, this awareness, even freedom means nothing. Because it was a play of consciousness, a play of being. But you, as awareness, were unmoved through this entire play of seeming bondage and seeming freedom. Like I said, you cannot suffer without first becoming something. You cannot have a story without first becoming something. You can tell me of no trouble, no doubt, nothing without first becoming something. You're laughing is Devika said, I keep typing profound things and then keep erasing them. So, you could have finished half of your book by now. The first book by Devika. Let's catch up with the chat a little bit. Palak had said, Father, you're right. The mind never says anything about the now. What an insight. Then the mind is pretty useless. Completely, completely useless. I'm feeling happy to understand this like this. And Priya had said the mind can play out anything. It's all the same. All this, just a play. A wondrous, mysterious play. You can call it play, you can call it happy dream, whatever you want to call it. And Bhagavati ji is back. She says, so happy to be back with you, beloved father. Very happy you're back as well. And we got your notes during the time that you were there. All of you posted some very beautiful notes while you were there. So happy to read those. I'm very happy you are back as well. And on the YouTube chat, let's start from the beginning. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Shanti says, beloved father, I'm with you and you with me. No need for anything else in this life. All else is just frosting on the cake. Or honey or maple syrup. Yes, maple syrup. And Shanti says, what a beautiful invitation. Thank you. Nothing it is. And Andrew said, Mickey Mouse mind. That's one more for the list of 108 things we call the mind, the Mickey Mouse mind. And Jesh said, even though there are identities in the right now, there is just happiness. Yes, as long as we see that identities were just fiction, they were just stories. And Shanti says, now doesn't know anything. It is knowledge that suffers. Here, now, there is nothing to know. Ram says, I love you, Father. I love you too, my dear. And Atma said, Namaste, Father and beloved. She is on her cell phone and cannot chat. And Vikas wants to come. You can come, my dear.
Namaste, Father.
will become something within the speech. Whatever words are coming, let them come under even if there are no words also it's good. They will become something to speak. So the mind will say, yes, yes, now you're here, doing Satsang, and so many people are looking. Now at least, get a grip, become something, and then speak something tangible, speak something intelligent. You can drop all these ideas. If I have to connect with something intelligent every day to say, I don't know what I would do.
Thank you, Father.
Did I push your question away or did it vanish on its own?
Father, there isn't anything to speak now.
Doesn't have?
There isn't anything to speak now. I don't even
Nothing.
remember
Yeah.
where it lies.
There's a big, big lag between the words and the video actually. So the words coming earlier and your video is changing much later than that. Okay. Is the sound funny for everyone even now? Only when the other mic was on. Only when the other. And Vikas says, I think it's the after marriage effect that he can't speak anything. Yes, yes. Better get used to it. That didn't take long at all. But if I start satsang like this, then how will we speak at all? Yes, Andre is right. Andre says, but the marriage does good, it seems. A shining face. Yes, I told you this even last time. His face was glowing. You. Andre says, total in love face with father. Beautiful. Radha is here. She says she's very happy to be here. And Shanti says we, and then in brackets, we could all use a dose of this. Nice. Palak has to go because her son has a stomach ache suddenly. So much love. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. All my love and blessings to your son. Shivani says, I missed something, didn't I? The girls and the duck were going crazy. Yes, yes. I said the most profound thing I've ever said. And now you'll have to watch the recording. Oh, Devika is spoiling it now. He's standing up for the fellow Aussie. She's saying, you missed nothing. I know she means it Advaitically, by the way. So unless you pick up being something, then you will find that a question cannot emerge. And in this silence is the most beautiful satsang. So let's see who is going to pick up becoming something first. Aparna typed, she said, Namaste Father, thank you so much. Just wanted to share my last night dream. I was with my parents sitting outside, and then I looked at the sky and saw Ramana Maharishi picture. And I started crying, looking at him, and then said to myself, I can sacrifice anything to be with you. Not sure if this means anything. It was intense. So much love and gratitude. Thank you. They're very beautiful. All spiritual experiences, especially when they touch the heart like this, very beautiful. Radha says feel like breaking through the screen and giving each one of you a big hug. Can't help it.
Father, can I share something?
Of course, my dear, please come.
Okay. First of all, before I share it, I just want to say that every time before I'm going to share something, like it's like I know that I'm going to share, and like something I don't know. It's like something one doesn't want to as well at the same time. It's like I don't know. Like I do want to, but I don't know what it is. Just like it's just like some energy thing, and I Anyway, I'm not listening to it obviously, so it doesn't matter.
Very, very.
um, I just want to share. Maybe in words, it won't sound so like how beautiful as it was. But I feel like sharing anyway. When I was on my way home from the Muji retreat yesterday, I was on the train and there was like a man sitting opposite me, and it just happened that like my eyes like caught with his eyes, and they were like just like just like nothing was happening, but they just weren't looking away. Like so, it was just like looking, looking, and he also wasn't looking away at all. And it was as if like there was just like nothing there, like it was just like empty. I couldn't see anything going on in him at all. But I was kind of like a thought came that I was like kind of impressed how he wasn't afraid to just keep looking, because we were just like that, like for what seemed like far too long to be looking at someone you don't know on a train. But then I looked away for a second, and then there was like a few thoughts going around, blah blah blah. But I just kind of noticed that I wasn't making any effort or no effort to either look at him or not look at him. I kind of have I love when Muji says um he said, I don't know exactly what word he says, but he says something like, if speaking has to happen, you make it happen, you know, and all this. So like whenever like this prayer often comes here as well, like if something is to happen, if I have to move this way or that way or look this way or that way or speak anything, you do it, because I just don't know anything at all. um so that was there, and then I ended up that we were looking at each other again, and it was just like real, not really intense. Like I didn't feel anything really. Like there was kind of like no feeling really, but we were just like intense, like looking happening again, and then it kind of happened like as if I could feel like something popped or something like this, and I felt like I just like I knew that he loved me and I loved him in that moment, like of like popping like that, and it was like the man beside him kind of burst out laughing, and it was just like okay. And then I just looked away, and like we didn't look at each other again, and he got off the train after maybe like 2 or 3 minutes, and maybe after some minutes then the feeling that was here, and I kind of felt as if it was like his feeling, whatever feeling was in him, and then it went away, and there was just like just like a real beautiful joy or something. And I just felt like it was such a beautiful experience, and I felt like I experienced something very beautiful, but through someone else, like through him, and it was just beautiful. And I'm so grateful for it. And I don't know what it was or anything, and I don't know what, and I don't need to know either. But I just felt like it was something very beautiful. So I just wanted to share that.
Very beautiful. Beautiful. This is what I mean, that this way, when we are free from identity, then our very presence blesses the world. And it's mutual. It's never from a place of specialness that, oh, I am blessing you. It's never like this. It's just that there's so much beauty in the presence which is there, and this feeling of it being auspicious that is there. So much love is there. It's very good. Very good. And it's so funny that through our lives we go through so much to try and experience all of this. All the effort has been to try and experience, realize that it is in the dropping of effort that all this happens just naturally on its own. Very, a very beautiful report. Very nice. Mariano is here with us. Mariano says, Namaste everyone. My name is Mariano from Argentina, and this is my first live satsang with Ananta. Although I watched some of the YouTubes before, it's a blessing to be able to be here and share my experiences. Very happy you're here as well. Good to have you with us. And if you feel you want to come into the hangout anytime, you let us know and we make some space for you. Shanti says, bowing to this love that is felt here. Yes, we can see it. We can see it. Devika is doing her typing thing again. Let's see if she presses enter or whether she deletes it. I'm not sure. That's all you said. Yes, 3 times. And the heart after. Devika says, I seem to be either laughing, laughing, or crying, crying, crying in your presence recently. Laughing, laughing was twice, crying was 3 times. So is it more crying and then laughing? Or that is picking on her today. I don't know why it's happening like that. Yeah, I'm just very happy to see her in the hangout. Yeah. This all feels like one of my beautiful lucid dreams, Father. Very much. It seems it gives that feeling, no? Many times.
Can I say something about it?
Hmm?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Just when we're talking about dreams, in the last week when we were when I was doing the Muji retreat, I seem to keep having these dreams at night that were like what someone might say were like, I don't know, like horrific dreams or something. It's
Okay.
just, like they're like what someone might say like they're like horrific dreams or something
Horrific,
like that.
horrific.
Yeah, yeah. Like there was like blood and people getting shot and like people being chopped up and like heads chopped off and all this kind of stuff. But like there was no like sorry. I don't know why I'm saying this, but like there was like no feeling in the dream at all, just like feeling of just like being was just there. So I don't know why I was having all these dreams. Like maybe I just don't know like how my mind could conjure up such things. But it was very nice to notice how there was no kind of reaction either in the dream. Ananta has frozen. If you can hear us, Father, your camera has frozen. with a beautiful smile. But you might need to leave and join again. Thank you. Oh, someone will need to leave the hangout because Ananta will be trying to join again, and there's no space now. Please, thank you. Thank you, Shanti.
अनंता जी की जय, अनंता जी की जय, अनंता जी की जय, अनंता जी की जय। अनंता जी की जय, अनंता जी की जय, अनंता जी की जय, अनंता जी।
I have a very sensitive internet. You cannot scare it with horrific dreams. It just goes off. So then what happened? The heads were being chopped off and I left.
Nothing happened. There was just like lots of blood and the heads being chopped off and people shot and stuff. But like I just felt joyful the whole time. So that's all I have to say.
It's very good like this. We can see that he's just showing us that anything can happen in the appearance. If you remain untouched by it. Bhagavati ji says, your presence was so strongly felt here throughout Zimar, Father. Very good, very good. Happy and grateful to just sit here with you now. Radha says, Father, there is so much mushy, gushy love here today. Not sure if I express that well. Feel like exploding. What to do? It's very good. Allow it to explode. And Mariano says, nothing. I just got out so Ananta could join in. I'm still here with you. We have one space, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. No, we don't. Oh, Ram left. Okay, so now we do. Yes, now we have that.
Hello, brother.
Oh, dear.
I don't have any questions. I just wanted to just say that it's so beautiful to be sitting here with you. So divine. Your face is shining. It shines out. And, there's just nothing happening here. Just this.
You must be having to work very hard now when you go to your LARPs and pretend to be dangerous and, you know.
It's like a kitten pretending to be fierce. Grrr.
If that's all you do, then it's not going to be scary enough for anyone.
I'm really not scary at all. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I saw this one. Very. Oh.
Yeah, live action role playing in my fantasy world. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. In fact, while you were away, we mentioned it also once or twice. Suppose we said that suppose you go there and then you forget that you're Priya. Yeah? And then what will we do? We go there and convince you, no, no, you're not this. But suppose now you're only remembering that you are this priestess and all this, so your mind is just telling you you're the priestess. I'm saying, no, no, you're not this, you come. So it sounds exactly like satsang. Actually, we went through it, and this shows us that, you know, if we get identified with something, then it takes some satsang to dissolve that identification. So you're just joking and saying, suppose you went there and you forgot that you're Priya.
I regularly forget that I'm Priya.
Yes. Yes. As long as You're not replacing it with another concept, then it's very good.
Yeah. And it's funny because during the live action role play, sometimes people talk to me and I say to them, are you talking to the priest or are you talking to the
Yes.
real me? Sometimes I can't tell who they're talking to. But it's the same. It's the same. Yeah. And there seems to be here, like, if there is an appearance of something, it's such a wonderful contemplation. It's like a diving in to something. It all just seems like a wonderful contemplation, and there doesn't seem to be any end to it. And yet this is seen as well.
So happy today to hear all your reports. So beautiful.
Thank you. I love you so much.
I love you too.
And I'm going to be in touch soon about coming to Bangalore.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's kind of, gestating. The bank account's gestating.
Yes. Mariana tried this. In some internet chats you have this shortcut thing. So you say slash and then you say shortcut, and it gives you a list of all the shortcuts that are there. But it's very funny that he said shortcut because this satsang is actually the shortcut. And you asked for the shortcut and you got it. And today has been a shortcut satsang, isn't it? You just don't be anything. Just don't be anything. That is the shortcut. Why do I speak so much every day? I'm trying to remember what I say. Nothing is coming today. Maybe it's the silence which is percolating from Zimar and 700 beautiful beings being in a retreat together at the feet of my father. So you actually press enter, you see. Devika says this silence is nothing and everything, and it's perfect.
I want to give you a report.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say.
Then how will you manage? She says, Anandi says, I want to give you a report, but there's nothing to say. This will be a fun report to do. I was remembering you yesterday because many times I didn't know what is next. I was just sitting, and then I finally asked Radha that what are we doing now? Are we closing? So she said, yeah.
There's still something that wants to comment
Yes,
on
yes.
what's happening.
Yes.
Just go with that. But still wants to shape.
Yeah.
And I just keep coming back.
And if it feels like a bit of a fight, then you can say it out. If it seems like it's nothing, then it's okay. Devika had said, this silence is nothing and everything. And it's perfect. Priya says, beloved Father, so wonderful to see you and the Sangha again after some time. This is from Shankar. Shankar said, beloved Father, so wonderful to see you and the Sangha after some time. This beautiful family wanted to report that there is a strange gratitude here for this ego guy. It seems it is a gift from God and its only purpose is for transcendence over and over. But it seems this transcendence is not for the person, but for God Himself. Yes, it is. This gift is wrapped in all kinds of emotions, preferences, reactivity, etc. But when it is fully opened, nothing is found inside. Thank you for showing us this gift of nothingness, from which everything is seen. This seeing that sees all, your seeing. Even all sounds seem to be seen from your eyes. Yes. If that makes any sense. Your loving son, Shankar. And everything starts looking like grace, even the workings of the mind, the ego. Then you're not resisting anything at all. And in this openness, complete auspiciousness, complete joy, peace. Baswan says, I did not realize 4:30 p.m. satsangs are back. Anyway, I'm here now. So much love and gratitude to you, Father, always at your feet. Yes, 4:30 we are back schedule. Yesterday was the last day at Zima Satsang, the retreat there. So we are back to regular schedule. And we have in person also this Saturday, in person Satsang in Bangalore.
I just noticed the time closer and closer.
It's like Rishikesh. Cool.
I haven't even been able to. Well, I've been sleeping, but I've also just been so saturated. Just the energy is very strong.
Yeah.
Doesn't just it can't move. I just feel soft. And there's still I don't know, I can still see there's a voice that wants to like sacrifice the me to others. Just what
Yeah.
the ego does.
Yes.
Just give that to you. And I see it. And there was no one to all of it. Sometimes I'll just take that into
It's good if you can take it to the inquiry and say who is here, who's suffering through any of this, who's experiencing. It's very good. Aparna says, Father, just feel like this feels like to sit here in your presence and feel deep silence here and stillness. Because this is satsang. The words are just the starting point to satsang. It is the presence which is doing all the cleanup. Whatever cleanup is required, it is the presence which does. Radha said, Father, I so clearly see now why so many strangers felt familiar. How can I not know my own self? They are here in me, as me. Thank you for opening these eyes up, Father. Much gratitude. And this is why I say that when there are strong moments for us, we feel that something is happening. Sometimes life is pushing some buttons. Sometimes I am pushing some buttons. All this button pushing can go on. But once we see that all of this is grace, then it brings to us this beautiful gift of new, fresh insights, new discoveries. Jenny says, Father, the retreat with Guruji was beyond beautiful. Something is resisting being here in Satsang today. When inquired into, nothing is found. Yet these seeming strong energies are still dancing here in the body. Whatever energies could be there, it's okay. Just the interpreter will try to make something out of it. The South African interpreter, you remember? Like we were saying earlier, that none of this means anything unless you first become something. You know what I'm saying? Unless you first pretend to become something, no energy, no thought, nothing means anything. For that, there has to be a personal me, there has to be an individual. And if you don't pick up this individual, it's okay. Everything can dance. Shivani says, sometimes kids are pushing some buttons. Yes. Are they pushing some buttons right now? She just changed her place. I thought they were pushing some buttons really on the iPad or on the phone or whatever she's using. And no, I really don't know where these jokes are coming from, okay? So don't send me angry messages later. And Devika said, just saw a cartoon clip today. There is a big button with a sign on it which says pointless button. Big button with a sign on it saying pointless button. The guy pushes it and nothing happens. I think this is a good metaphor for satsang. What do you mean? I'm pushing every day and nothing is happening. Is that what you're saying? She's giving it back to me now. You better come up and explain this one.
I'm not going to say anything useful at this point. You're not the pointless button.
Pointless button has been coming up for a while, you know that, right? In the last week. We even had a satsang which said, what's the point? And now you come with this joke. And then we also had a satsang where we said, I spent the whole satsang explaining that this was the point of satsang. And I actually quizzed everyone also who was there saying, did you get the point? I'm going to send you the link to that one. Shivani is saying, what? I said, I'm going to send her the link to that one where we explained the point of satsang for 2 hours. Okay, there's a question. I better read that. That's good. Mariano says, Father, may I ask a question? My spoken English is not so good, so I am going to write it down. Father, there is something that we are doing or not doing. Is there something in the that we are doing or not doing in the manifest relative world that could be preventing us from waking completely? Or is just that thought believed in that is blocking the seeing? Of course, all of this is seen, but somewhere inside this question still alive. So I wanted to take it to the light of your presence. Already in the question itself, I can see that you have seen satsang. See it, and you have not just seen satsang; it is somewhere it is resonated in your heart. It's very good. So his question is very good. He says, "Is there something that we must do in the relative world, or is it enough to just not believe the next thought which is coming?" You see, and you will quickly come to realize that as you are not believing the next thought which is coming, even the concept that you are the doer of something is dissolving. So, one of the strongest pillars for the ego is this sense that I am the doer of my actions. Now, clearly, you can see that you are not the thinker of your thoughts. These thoughts are just energetic constructs which are appearing and disappearing. In the same way, you will see that the actions which are moving through this body is just part of the play of energy itself. You see, so it is the same consciousness energy which is thinking thoughts, doing actions, and it is the mind which is saying that you are the thinker and you are the doer. You see, but there is no person, and because there is no person, there cannot be personal doership. So, although there can be pointers about what can be done in the outside world, I feel in your question itself, I feel you are ready to hear the truth, which is that if there is a sense of choice, then the only choice to be made is to not go with the next thought. And ultimately, you will see that even so, it is completely fine. Just don't believe your next thought, and even the sense of being the doer, even the sense of doership that I am doing some action will dissolve in this. I can see your video is a little bit patchy, so I'm not sure whether you got all the audio. If you're not able to hear the audio clearly, then also you can see the recording later. Because for me, it's frozen now. Oh, you say, yes, I heard very clearly. Thank you so much. And as you continue to come to Satsang, you will find that all of this becomes like simple. Yeah? You don't have to do any effort to understand this. It will be completely clear to you that there is no separate individual entity who is the doer of some action that is here. All actions are just appearing and disappearing. Conversationally, we can continue to say, I did this, I did that, but you cannot truly believe it. Very, very happy you're here, and I hope to see a lot more of you. With you, I already smell some beauty, some openness to truths, and I'm always happy with those with this openness.
Father, your microphone is gonna be jumpy.
Is it choppy or is it okay now?
It's a bit funny still. Like we can hear you, but it's I don't know. You might want to just leave and join again, maybe. And your picture has gone all like that. Glitchy. Yeah, Devika says glitchy. That's the word.
Maybe it's the weather. Welcome. Okay, let's try now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, that's
Okay.
better. Yeah.
Jerome said, Father, we are seeing for coming to Bangalore from London after intensive with Mujiji in November until beginning of January. How wonderful. Hey, we will love to stay with you during this time if you allow us to come. Of course, you're completely welcome to come. Yes, so Meher also said didn't know if he had satsang today. So happy to be here. Devika says, I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm moving my family to the other side of the world just so that flights to Bangalore are easier. They're easier from UK, easier from Australia.
Actually, I don't know.
Could be similar actually. As long as you come, that's all that matters. Oh, so Meher is coming tomorrow. Yes, wonderful. He says we'll be at your feet tomorrow, Father. Yeah.
It's getting a little bit of something, but I don't know exactly.
Yes.
It just all dissipates when as soon as I see it. You said to bring anything that's like it's just like the work thing and all of that. It's really like the beginning of Guruji's retreat, like the mind so serious and about this particular thing, and it's still trying to like fight or something. For example, I asked my old boss if when I was back visiting, I could come back and work for their company because it'd be very simple. You just they have clients who are just there for like a week, and as a therapist, like can't really drum up business and then like abandon my clients. So I emailed him and I heard it back, and there's been a couple other things that I haven't like possibilities I haven't heard back, and so just been something I could just see. I don't know if it's getting to it, but I just see that it's still it's like rumbling or something in the background. Like maybe it's the mind will. Maybe it's. It doesn't say it like this, but maybe something gets a little bit of something because the mind is like, yeah, but this, you have to, you know, you have to be responsible. Like figure this out, but then I look and I see, well, there's been movement to do this, and I follow through, and there's no more like I don't really have it in me to have any like sweaty effort to do anything. So, but then there's a voice that's like, well, but you'll be irresponsible. If I just sit quietly.
You know, it's never about the action. You see, the mind tries to make it about what you're doing or you're not doing. It's only always about whether you're identifying or not. You see, so if you pick up the doer, then all this trouble, I should do this or should I not? Put sweaty effort or should I? That would be responsible, this is irresponsible, but already there is the one who is pretending to be the doer. So the point is that as long as we don't identify as that, then you have no trouble in seeing that all actions are happening on their own. But you cannot be a doer, first pick up the doer identity and then just say all actions are happening on their own. You have to really see, because life tests that also. So you cannot use it as convenient Advaita. So you have to just see that there is no one here. The mind says you're being irresponsible. So all you have to do is ask who. Who is being irresponsible? And even when it comes the other way, oh, you're being so good, you're working so hard. It's the same. Who? So it's not about the content of the action which happen. Because even here, there are many months where nothing really moves. It's just, just some sort of preserving energy which moves. And you know that last couple of months, a lot of energy has come here for work and lots of work has happened. It doesn't mean we invent a doer about it or a non-doer. So this responsible or irresponsible one is not here.
You put yourself in the same position again. It's it's just trying to turn me into a
person.
I just want to expose it.
Yeah.
See it sort of.
Yes. It's very good you shared. So now we can look at this doer identity and say, leave. show the door to the doer. So somebody been reading some jokes books? Discovering a different sort of humor in satsang today. Show the door to the doer. Show the doer the door. That has a better ring to it. That's true. This is exactly what I mean when I say don't become anything. So the mind says, but you must be responsible. So no responsible, no irresponsible also. Because many times I say don't be responsible, then very quickly the mind hears, okay, I can just be irresponsible. I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't be responsible or irresponsible. Just be neutral and see that you are the witness of all of this. You've seen this trick of the mind, isn't it? All of you have seen it. That it either has to be this way or it has to be that way. Either it has to decide that you're irresponsible or it has to decide that you're responsible. You're neither of those. You're nothing at all. Devika says Oscar has been reading jokes. Hope their jokes are better in that book than they are in satsang today. No, not better. Shivani says, sounds like the cook-off. Sounds like that cook-off, the Muppets. I must have missed that one. And Jerome says, I had booked the hotel for Rishikesh too. Yes. And see also, or continue with you in Bangalore. Very good. Let's see, Father, with your grace, everything is possible. Very good. Very good. Shanti says, I have to go to a meeting now. I want to say I love you, Father, and keep you in my heart always. Okay, my dear. I love you too so very much. Shivani is saying, show the doer the door. That sounds like what? One of the Muppets? Never mind. LOL. That was Anandi, by the way. He's calling you a Muppet. Better take it up with her later after Satsang. And Priya is saying the Swedish chef. I have no idea to go. This Satsang must be a dream, actually. And Shivani is saying, yes, that's him. What? So there's the Muppets, and there's a cook, and there's the Swedish chef, and he says, show the doer the door. And she's going to share a clip of this, so we'll be waiting for the clip of that. Nobody's going to come to Satsang like this, you know. It's very funny. Just the other day, I had this dream, and the doorbell rang in the dream, and I went and opened the door, and I was in a Pune house. I lived in Pune for a few years, so in the house in Pune. So I opened the door, and there was nobody there. And I'm wondering, the doorbell, it was so clear that there was a doorbell. And then the doorbell rang again, and I was here in this body. And there was actually Kamala at the door, so I opened the door and opened it. It can play all these, consciousness can play all these tricks, and that Pune house and the door and everything was so seemed as real as this phenomenal world.
When you woke up,
This doorbell was ringing. So anyone who says, oh, the dream state is different from this waking state, I'd love to have a conversation with them because it seems just the same, exactly the same. Huh? Priya says, I want to explore something with you. Please, Father, of course you can come.
Thank you. It's something that I have a little bit of resistance to share because it sounds really unsavory. It is seeing that that the appearance is it's quite hard to say this because it sounds so awful. totally meaningless.
Yes. Oh, that's it. I thought something strong like and my internet connection will get chopped again. Completely meaningless.
Completely meaningless. And it's like the and the person, you know, which sort of rattles on somewhere around, is totally annihilated by that.
Exactly.
And the person doesn't, you know, like the mind wants to go, no, there has to be some meaning, there has to be some purpose to it all.
Yeah.
And it's seeing that there isn't.
There isn't.
There isn't. And
And you're right.
so
Like
awful.
for some, that's why when I say, "Oh, what is the purpose of this play?" and I like to say that my best explanation is entertainment. But you will get this, you see, because all of this is one big live action role play. It has no meaning.
No, it has no meaning. And yet, it's beautiful, but only when it's seen that it's beautiful. And even,
Yes,
even
when
that
it's
disappears.
yes. When it's seen that it is meaningless, then you see also that it is so beautiful. Yes.
It's been a struggle, that one, because it keeps coming up, and the mind's going, it's too much, and yet it's great as well. It's like complete annihilation.
That's why actually in A Course in Miracles, Jesus has this workbook. I don't know whether some of you have read the course. I know some of you have actually. So when he starts with, in the workbook, he starts with exercises like this, which I don't exactly remember, but they just say like this, that whatever is appearing, I am giving meaning to that. Whatever thoughts are appearing, I am giving meaning to that. Which means that in a sense it is meaningless. But through my power of belief, I make it something which seems like it is meaningful. So we do this with the appearance of the world outside, and we do this with the thoughts which are appearing. But both are ultimately meaningless. And it's such a beautiful text because he starts like this. And you expect it to be very, beautiful lessons and building up to something like this. But in the text, he starts like this in the workbook. The world is meaning. And he actually has this exercise, which I'm remembering now after many years. But he has this exercise where he says, okay, look out. And all of that, what you see through the window, is meaningless. And then look in your room. And all that you see in your room is meaningless. And he says, look at your body, something like that. So look at the body, and what you see is meaningless. The first time I read it, I was like, what?
Because it's so shocking for the mind and the person. It's so like the total death.
Yes.
Maybe it has to do with our thoughts.
With the thoughts. Oh, the same lesson or the next one? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm sure that would have been too much to have
Right.
in
The
one
first
lesson.
one is outsiders.
Yeah,
I'm so glad I could say it.
yes.
I don't know
How
why
is
it's so hard to say it.
It's only when we feel that there is something which is me or mine, means it is meaningful. You see? If you refuse to say me or mine, then nothing has any meaning. No phenomena has any meaning.
And even the one saying it's meaningless.
Is also another appearance, and therefore meaningless itself.
There's such a freedom in that.
Yes, you are completely free in satsang to share these things. And if you have friends with which you can share these things, although those are rare, then you can share these things. But at least in satsang, you can completely feel free. Because I couldn't agree with you more, actually.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. It's all just totally meaningless.
Yeah. Completely. And I know where she's coming from, where she's saying that it seems like it is strong to say, because anytime you say something like this, if you're new to satsang, you feel it is some sort of attack. And why do we feel it is some sort of attack? Because we have been trying to make something meaningful out of our lives, out of our identities, out of anything which is around us, we're trying to give it meaning. And when someone comes and says, oh, but it's all meaningless and it's never going to have any meaning, it seems like a strong attack for us. But remember that, if you're new to satsang, remember that it is not coming from a place of attack. It is coming from the place of recognition of the self, and you see that the appearances are just coming and going. And if it is coming and going, it is not eternal. Yet you are eternal. You, the witness of all of this coming and going, is eternal, isn't it? But as long as we are confusing ourselves with these appearances and saying the appearance is me and giving meaning to those appearances, then we cannot truly come to this point of discovering that you are this non-phenomenal witnessing within which all these appearances are coming and going. Because if we're still holding on to something in the appearance and saying, I want to discover the non-phenomenal self that I am, then it's not going to work like that. It's very good that you share like this, and I know where you're coming from when you say also that it can seem so strong. Yes. Yes. And also what can happen is that when we hear something like this, then the mind takes it to be something which is negative. You see? Like meaningless, it gives it a negative connotation. It's just like saying pointless. Then what's the point? It could come like this. But from the space of true seeing, you don't say meaningless like, oh, this is just. It's not like that. It's just that it doesn't have meaning. It's just an appearance. You see, so you're saying it from a space of neutrality, not from a space of negativity.
Yes, it's not meaningless as in, oh, it's just waste of time or not like that. Yeah.
So it can be heard like that. And that's why it's good we make this point also, that it's not coming from this, oh, it's all just meaningless. Not like that. It just doesn't have the meaning. To what I am, it's just another appearance. And Jayani says, same here, Priya, like it doesn't matter at all. It also says something like, I will not value what is valueless. Not value what is valueless. Yes. Then we don't give value to what is coming and going. And we see that what is of value here is the being, and what I am is aware even of this being. Very good. Jerome says future has no meaning, and for some practical reason, booking stuff, we have to write those things and pretend to know what we will do next. Yes, yes. Conversationally, like I said, we can keep saying, I'm doing this, I'm going to do that, it's fine. As long as you're not believing it in the heart. If you're not picking up the doer in the heart, then no trouble with conversation. You see, what is happening a lot is the reverse with many people. In the heart, they're believing I'm the doer, but in the mouth, they're saying, "Oh, I'm just consciousness." What is important to see is that there is no doer here. In the words, you can say, "I did this, I'm doing that." It's okay. You're not trying to make the Advaita police out of you. Okay, let's catch up with the chat. Devika said was watching a program last night with a confirmed atheist, and for him the meaninglessness of life was a cause for despair. Yes, something that he had to combat. It feels just the opposite here. Yes, it's just a difference of perspective. You see, they look at meaninglessness as something which is negative, as something which is disdainful. Here you see that it has no meaning, so it's so freeing. You see, this is freedom. And David said, only left on a lunch break from a field via YouTube. Just felt to expose jealousy again. Our Father speaks to others in a more loving way than He speaks to me. I know it's nonsense and it doesn't get belief, but perhaps Father can share something around jealousy. Thank you, Father, and Sangha, love you. Oh my dear. This reminded me of maybe it was a year ago that someone said, "Oh, Father just ignores me." And then we did a poll and we said, "Who all feel this way?" And most of you said yes. Then what happened is we saw that even the ones that this one felt were the favorites, they were saying that he ignores me. And we went around the room in the chat room and we said, "Oh yes, I feel he ignores me and he gives more attention to this one. I feel he ignores me, he gives more attention to this one." And you yourself know this something which is coming, and I'm very happy you can expose it like this. Maybe this had to get released, and that's why something had to play a certain way. Many of you felt like this, that he ignores me, he doesn't read my messages, he replies to everyone else so lovingly, just to me he's very, very good to allow this to get released. It's very I always actually get a little surprised when I hear, because you said, and then someone comes and says, when we met last time, you whacked me. What? And yet I know, because having been on the other side of it, I know that, grace flows sometimes so beautifully like this that whatever needs to get released will get released. Thank you for your honest sharing. It's very, very much appreciated. Shivani says, never listen to someone whose name starts with dog Devika. The Aussies are turning against each other now. This is because she's leaving to the UK. She's behaving like this. Devika says, there's a lovely phrase I remember. There's nothing to do, nothing to be achieved. Understanding is everything. A Course in Miracles says that, yes. Oh, says that, I will not value what is valueless. Whatever don't know what I am typing. She's satsanged out at the moment. After the retreat. Oh, you want to say something? Yes, yes, my dear.
Can I say something, Father?
Yeah, that's what I said. I was waiting for you to say.
Oh, sorry, there's a lag. I don't know if it's my computer, but it keeps, I don't know what word we used earlier on, like doing this, and then I lose you, and then you come back. I can't hear you.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Just the whole contemplation around the meaninglessness. It's very interesting it's great. It's wonderful to contemplate that here, because it's seen that nothing matters in the most beautiful way because it's all empty and the same. But how the mind here, oh sorry, my daughter's playing her instruments in the background. How the mind wants my daughter to mean something, my children to mean something, and it's such a great contemplation as then that becomes then all of a sudden there's a person there is something there to be interacted with, and then almost like the formlessness becomes a form, and it's so great to be able to see that play happening and then to contemplate it again and see the utter beauty in the meaninglessness. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does. In fact, I remember we had a chat about this once, isn't it?
I don't know, Father. I've forgotten everything. I've forgotten my PIN number of my bank account. I'm a bit of a complete airhead today.
Okay, you fit very well with me. Because I can't remember most things these days also. It's very good. I was saying the other day in Satsang, I forgot whether we are starting or we are finishing or what's going to happen next. So I'm asking Radha, so where are we? Some light. As long as we are not being anything, it's all meaningless. And yet in this meaninglessness, there's so much appearance of love, peace and joy.
Such an unburdening.
Yeah. Yes, because you have the ears to hear it. You see. If you don't have the ears to hear it, then it can seem like such a attack. You say it's such a unburdening, it's such freedom because you have now the ears to hear it.
It's like the love, peace, and joy can only be in that meaninglessness, Father.
So it fits in very well with what we've been saying in Satsang today. It is that when we give meaning to something in the appearance, we are saying that it is relevant to me. It is important to me. In that we have invented this me. And the unassociated being is now pretending to be the person, pretending to be this me. So as the meaninglessness of the appearance is clear, it's okay. And as the meaninglessness of the appearance becomes clearer and clearer, then we see that this being is untouched by all of this play. It's unassociated. And then we've often said that love, peace, and joy are servants to this unassociated being. The person wants them to be servants to the person, to the idea of me. But they can never be serving this false one. They serve only the true being, which is unassociated, uncontaminated with the idea of personhood. Just in the right now. Just in the right now. Because the mind can very quickly come in and say, yes, this is what I want to be always. So forget about the always. Just right now, if you can see, being is here and being is just untouched by any of this appearance, it is enough. It's only about the now. And Aparna says, same here, Father, lot of forgetfulness here. He says, fresh moments. Mariano says sometimes the joy is felt strongly and it feels like a beautiful sensation on the top of the head. Even now I'm feeling it, and also a fresh sensation coming down from the head. Yes. Also, it is seen that it is phenomenal and that I cannot be that, but it is strongly felt and enjoyed. Just wanted to share that and check it with you. So like this, there can be energy, there can be this chakra, blue chakra. You can have all this chakra, kundalini energy, all this can flow. But you very beautifully already say that I see all of this is phenomenal. So then, if you see it is phenomenal, then you can enjoy it while it is here. Enjoy the sweets, enjoy the candy while they are appearing, but you don't get attached to them. You see, already because you see it is phenomenal means coming and going. Phenomena means coming and going. So if you can see it is phenomenal, then you will not try to grasp onto anything, not try to hold on to the spiritual experience. That's why I say that many times spiritual experience, when they're not seen from this perspective, are more trouble than they are worth. You see? But for you, you already see even this is phenomenal. It's coming and going. So then you enjoy in the moment. Nothing stops you from that. So much enjoyment can come in the moment, but you don't say, I always want to be like this. When you want to make it a state and cling on to some state, that is where the trouble can come. So it is just some prasad along the way. Enjoy the prasad, but don't say, I should always be eating this. In this way, we can enjoy all spiritual experiences which are coming, all experiences also, otherwise which are coming, and so we remain unattached to any of this. Jeremy says she has to go, kids are going crazy. Don't let them hear you said that. See, Mariano is saying, yes, because sometimes when it is gone, the mind says it is lost, or mind says, I lost it again. So don't believe this thought. You did nothing to create it, and you did nothing to lose it. Just another appearance which is coming and going. Devika says, I spent years desperately trying to get back to a spiritual experience that I had, because I thought that that was it, what it meant to be free. That's how it can be trouble, you see, these spiritual experiences. That's why I very rarely talk about awakening experience, kundalini experience, all these things, because I know the mind will try to make something out of it and say, this is what I need. I'm still not there yet because this is what I need. I just heard today also this beautiful talk by Rupert Spira. He was talking to someone, and she was saying, but you speak about the shift. At least the shift should happen to me. And he very beautifully said, no, not even the shift. Shift is also language. What you are doesn't shift. I very much enjoy these kind of interactions where someone comes very genuinely with integrity. She came and said, 40 years I've been on this, and I don't want the big stuff now because I've given up on that. It's not happening for me, it's okay. At least give me something, something for the 40 years. And it is that expectation itself, which sort of, because you give meaning to this expectation, which keeps you away from seeing what you are right now. Aparna said, Father, sometimes mind starts imagining or making up stories. As this is happening, something catches up, and like Mujiji says, stop. You don't exist to talk about yourself, and everything drops away straight away. Yes. Very good. If something like this is heard like this, then you don't even exist to talk about yourself. Very good. Yeah, good. Mariano says, thank you, Father. Very welcome, my dear. And David says, thank you. No, I'm ignoring David, no? Joke. David says, thank you. I feel loved now. Until next time. I love you too, my dear. I find it very beautiful when someone can come to Satsang and say that I feel this. I feel you ignore me. I feel something because it takes, I can imagine how much courage would be required to do that. I never felt in my past with so many masters that I ever had that kind of courage to come up to them and say, I feel you do. So I'm so much in awe of all of you actually. It is completely possible for life to continue without you picking up the identity. So one of the tricks the mind will try to play is that it will say, but how can you go to work? How can you raise your kids? How can you whatever unless you become something? But I am here to tell you that it is completely possible. All roles can be played effortlessly without you picking up the identity seriously. Don't pick up any identity. Don't even pick up the free identity. Just be empty of all of these concepts. No concept is in service to you. Is it storming there? But it's storming. Wow, look at that. He's having to hold on to the. Is that a computer or? Just turn it around and show us where you are. Let's move it around a little bit. Ah, it's a caravan. Is that the new one you have, or is that the one that got messed up? Or is it Nirmai's? Oh, you can't, same one, okay. No, you got it repaired. Air. MacBook Air is really being tested. There's a bit light in this wing, yes. Living up to its name. Okay, let's have two, at least two bhajan. Now we have 3, 4. How many singers we have today? Wow, look at this. Let's have at least two bhajans. Come on, you know who I'm speaking to. Everybody's being very modest.
I'll sing.
Hey,
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Haribo. 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 Jai Jai Radha Ramana Haribol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Haribol. Oh Haribol, 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 Haribol. Haribol, 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 Haribol. Haribol, 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 Haribol. Haribol, 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 Haribol.
It's okay. You started worrying about me. Who's going next? Thank you, my dear Priya. Very beautiful. Yeah, yeah, I know. Okay, so maybe we explain a little bit. So the song, when she was singing, that some strong energy came, very beautiful energy. And I don't know what happened with the body, but I could hear Anandi saying, Father. She got a little concerned about what was happening.
I mean, it's just like I've experienced and I've seen. I don't know why.
It's good. They're very beautiful. Devika is going next.
Yeah, I'd love to sing, Father. Thank you. Om Ganesha, Om Ganapati, Om Ganesha, Om Ganapati, Om Ganesha, Om Ganapati, Om Ganesha, Om Ganapati, Ganapati, Om 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 Ganesha, Om Ganapati, Om Ganesha, Om Ganapati, Om Ganesha, Om Ganapati, Om Ganesha, Om Ganapati, Ganapati, Om 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 Ganesha, Om Ganapati, Om Ganesha, Om Ganapati,
Thank you, my dear. Wow, look at that. 7 o'clock. Okay, Amba, my dear, we can play the invocations now. What's it? Yes, it flew away.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa, Mokshamulam Mujiji Kripa, Mokshamulam Anantaji Kripa. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramya, sarve patrani pashantu, magashit kabak bhavet. Asatoma satkamya, tamasoma jyotirgamya, mrityurma amritam gamya. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahma Paramastu. Om Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Shri Satguru Mujiji Ki Jai.
Thank you also very much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Mujiji Ki Jai.
Jay. Ananta Ji Ki Jay. Jay.
Jay.
Jay.
Jay.
Okay, my dear, we can turn the broadcast off.